Welcome into our next leg in our race around the world here at the Pit Stop Palace, part of the Reality Realm Network. My name is Kevin Oliver,
And my name is Bruce Heller.
and before we get going, everybody take a second to appreciate that me and Bruce both have our Ricky shirts on that we actually got each other for Christmas.
Yeah, you finally finished unwrapping yours.
Yes, finally. Bruce wrapped it like 17 times, and
It wasn't 17, it was three. I wrapped the shirt and then put that in a bag that I wrapped and then put that in a box that I wrapped. Very
and
nice.
then he put packing tape on the box.
That wasn't to be difficult. That was to keep the box closed while I was trying to wrap it. That was a necessity.
Well, it made my life difficult.
Yeah, apparently scissors don't exist in Kevin's world.
I wasn't at my house. I didn't know where the scissors were.
You've been there enough times, I feel like.
No, that was the first time I'd been there.
Oh, okay. That's surprising.
He just moved there 2 months ago.
Okay, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Either way, that was amazing for me to watch, even though Kevin called me a mean name.
Evil?
Yes,
Yes,
well,
I did.
evil's not very nice.
But it's not something to like not say.
No, I know. I'm just messing with you.
Anyway, we are starting 2026 with a rewatch. We're going to be rewatching season 16 of The Amazing Race.
Yeah, we are.
And today was episode one called Nana is Kicking Your Butt. Do you know who said that?
No, but I know when it was because I wrote down the grandma is kicking your butt when we were running to like the airport or something, and they found out she was a grandma, not a mom,
Yeah, it was
and she
that
was
that
ahead
did
of
happen.
them.
Yeah. It was Louis or Michael. I wasn't sure. I'm just learning the names. So it was one of the two undercover cops.
Yeah.
Do you have any quotes from this episode, Bruce?
Um. No.
No.
No. I forgot to write them down.
Jeez. We've been doing this for how long? And you still don't remember to write down your quotes?
Yes. The
He's
fact that
never
you're
gonna learn.
surprised by that is kind of concerning, but
I mean, I don't know the last time you didn't write down a single quote.
I
So,
did. I had a single one. I had grandma's kicking our butt.
well, the quote was Nana, not Grandma.
No,
So
he
you
said
didn't even
it
have it
two
right.
different times because I definitely heard grandma. He said it two different times. I think.
I don't think so, but okay.
Nah, you're allowed to be wrong.
As are you. Okay. I have some quotes then from the grandma or Nana. Jody, she said, "I'm looking forward to showing everyone what a former couch potato can do."
I love that.
Um, we also have from either Carol or Brandy. I can't remember which one said it. I know who they are separately, but I can't remember which one said it. Public transportation in LA is not using the valet parker.
That's funny. I like that.
And then Jet or Cord said, "The county I live in has one light and it's flashing yellow."
That's funny.
When they were looking, trying to figure out how to get to the bus, Monique or Shauna says, "Oh, it's a black person. Let's go," and went and asked them how to get there. Um, in reference to the grandma thing, um, Jody asks, "Can you tell we are grandmother and granddaughter?" And either Louis or Michael said, "I thought you were her mother." And then Jody's response was, "You get a home cooked meal for that."
Did write that down.
So you do have
Home cooked
quotes.
meal for that.
So you lied.
I hadn't pulled my notes up yet. I didn't remember writing anything down.
Well, now that you have your notes up. Do you have anything else, or are you
No,
done lying?
no, just the two.
Okay.
But
We
I know
also have
something.
from Jordan the boy, because there's two Jordans, boy Jordan and girl Jordan. We have Miss Teen South Carolina on this race, and when I saw that, I about pooped myself. Now this one's featuring girl Jordan. Her boyfriend Jeff says, "I think we're going to Guatemala," and she says, "China?"
Yeah, close.
And then she got to the airport and said, "We need two tickets to China."
That would have been bad, but amazing television.
Hmm. And then once the three teams from the first flight went over to the second flight, Brandy said, "And there's the mechanical failure I was praying for." Once Louis and Michael got in a taxi, they said, "Drive it like you stole it, my brother."
Yeah, I agree.
And then Jody tells us that she has the balance of a drunken elderly person on stilts.
Elderly people on stilts are notoriously very agile and good at balance.
But
So,
not drunken elderly people on stilts.
well, true. That changes things a little bit. But
She
drunk
said
people are great
she
at
said
balance.
drunken.
Drunk people are also great at balance.
But when you have a drunk elderly person on stilts, they're not.
Also, none of what I'm saying is true anyway. So, elderly people on stilts and drunk people, none of them are good at balancing.
Especially when you put it together.
Unless you're used to being drunk, and then I assume like because one of the drunk texts is like walk a straight line. I assume if you're used to being drunk enough, you can just kind of do it anyway and build up an immunity to it.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I don't have any experience in that department. I'd like to make that clear for our audience. But
Which part? The drunken part or the elderly people on stilts part?
well, I meant the walking in straight lines part. I just naturally drift when I walk, but the drunk part too. I've never been drunk. So, no, the walking thing is funny though, because I'll be walking with my mom and all of a sudden I'm like in front of her, bumping into her, and I'm like, I just drift when I walk sometimes without even realizing it.
I believe that. I also have I've hit the ground hard a lot of times, but never from this height, from cord.
That was a tall height.
If Jesus can do this, I can do this.
Hey.
Either Monique or Shauna was talking about carrying the ladder and how it was their cross to bear, and how they were trying to be like Jesus.
Yeah, if Jesus can do it, so can I is not how I'd recommend approaching life, but sure, that works for this one scenario.
That's fair enough.
A pretty bad idea to approach life in general with. He can do a lot of things that we shouldn't try doing, but it worked for this. So,
Yeah, I mean, they finished pretty well, to be fair.
so they did. I just if Jesus can do it, so can I is a terrible idea to approach life with is all. What else do you got?
That was all of my quotes. Just a second. Um, okay, so we're gonna start the race here. It's a downtown LA start line. and we get introduced to all of the teams. And so I'm going to briefly run through these introductions here. We first meet Brent and Katie. They are dating models. We find out that Katie competed in Miss Teen USA. We later find out that she uh, represented South Carolina, and she gets a lot of shit evidently because she made a really dumb statement. Her mouth started moving before her brain started working when she was answering a question, and we hear Jordan, the man, and quote this multiple times throughout the episode, but evidently, yeah, she's made herself look really dumb, and she's looking to make people's minds change about who she is.
And this is the one that thought Guatemala was in China.
Yep, and weren't even going
Off
to
to a great
Guatemala.
start of making herself look smarter, I gotta say.
I mean, Brent wasn't very far ahead when they got Santiago, Chile, and he thought they were going to Guatemala. At least he got the right continent, but second, we meet Jet and Cord. They are brothers and they are professional cowboys. Each of them hold 5 world titles in bull riding.
I know you like them, so I was gonna jokingly boo just now, but I kind of like them, so I decided not to.
Jet and Cord are my favorite racers of all time.
I know that's why I was gonna boo, but I decided
Hmm.
not to.
But I was letting the audience know. That's why we're rewatching this season.
Yeah,
Bruce gave me the choice for what we're going to rewatch. And so I chose the season that had my favorite people. Well, the first of my seasons. Spoiler alert, Jet and Cord are 3-time racers. So, what?
nothing.
Oh, okay. Next we have Steve and Allie, and what we find out about Steve and Allie is that Steve coaches professional baseball.
Yes, he does.
Previously coached for the Philadelphia Phillies, I think he said.
Nice.
Then we have Dan and Jordan. They are brothers. One is gay, one is not, and their dynamic is really funny,
It is.
especially when Jordan goes, "Gay is the only way," and Dan goes, "No, no, it's not." They're gonna be fun. Then we
They're
have
going to be awesome.
Dana and Adrian. They are high school sweethearts that lost all their money in a failed business.
That sucks.
Yeah, tough stuff. And Adrian has a little bit of a cocky side, but not as much as some that we'll meet. Then we have Jordan and Jeff. They're long distance dating people met in the Big Brother house where Jordan, the girl, won Big Brother 11.
They're fun.
They are.
I like them.
They're pretty good. Then we have Jody and the Cardinals fire head coach Jonathan Gannon after three
That's what I
seasons.
was just reading. Today this is like the NFL Monday where this always happens, but the NFL breaking news during this show recording is becoming a thing.
Yes.
Miles Garrett asking for a trade that never happened. Something else happened, and now this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a friend that's an Arizona Cardinals fan. I got to text him and say congrats.
Oh, I have a friend that's an Arizona Cardinals fan too. I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask him when he's applying to.
I have a friend that's a Cardinals fan, and then AJ, who we recorded Tribal Council chat with, is a Buccaneers fan. And both of them have
Oh,
been
yikes!
calling their coaches clowns on Instagram stories for a while now. So I have to look and see whose story I'm looking at sometimes.
Yeah, I just text my friend Ty and asked him when he's applying for the new position to become the head coach of the Arizona
The
Cardinals.
Raiders also fired their coach
Pete
this morning,
Carroll.
which
Yes,
I like Pete Carroll. I've always liked since he was at USC. Probably a good move for the Raiders. That was a weird hire in the first place.
I saw that Tom Brady, minority owner of the Raiders, wants to bring in Brian Flores
I
and
like Brian Flores. That'd be a good move for them.
and combine him with Brian Dable as offensive coordinator.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Whatever the Raiders do, I hope it leaves them having the same record forever that they did this year. This was fun. The Raiders were one of the few bright spots of the NFL season for me this year. Other than
Yeah, especially
absolute,
yesterday. Especially yesterday.
well, yeah, I should have seen that coming that you'd bring that up. I will say, even though, like, from my personal rooting interest, this season has been terrible because the Chiefs are bad and the Rams are good. Just the absolute bizarreness has been awesome. Of the team, like Kansas City, Baltimore, and Cincinnati have kind of been big dogs of the AFC along with Buffalo. Three of those four teams I just named aren't in the playoffs. That's crazy. This is gonna be a fun playoffs
Right. What world are we living in where
where the Patriots are good. What the heck?
the three best records in the league are led by teams quarterbacked by the names of Bo Nix, Drake May, and Sam Darnold?
I love it.
What world are we living in?
Yeah. Freaking also shout out to the New York Jets for becoming historically terrible and dysfunctional. Did you see this?
Yes, I did. And
Only
it
team to go a full season without a single interception. Their head coach they just hired is a defensive coach, by the way,
yes, I was
which
having
makes
that
that so
conversation
much
last night.
funnier.
And for the record, I would argue that the reason that that was even possible is the fact that Sauce Gardner was traded.
Yeah.
But this is not an NFL podcast, so we should
No.
probably get back to The
But
Amazing Race 16.
shout out to the Jets for being the only team that might be more dysfunctional than the Browns at this point.
The NFL started holding records in 1933, and this is the first time that a team has gone all season without recording an interception.
But of course it's the Jets. Like who else would it be?
Yeah, all love to Rob Sesternino, famous Jets
See,
fan.
that must be such a miserable existence. Like,
He's a Jets fan. He's a Mets fan. I mean,
gosh, that sounds terrible.
poor guy.
Because the Mets are dysfunctional too. Like, they're not just bad, but they're stupid about how they're bad.
Yeah, they're paying that one guy till 2040
Yeah.
who doesn't play for them. So
But yeah, what team were we on before you distracted me?
I was getting ready to talk about how we have Jody and Shannon, the grandmother and the granddaughter, that are both endurance athletes.
Dude, I like them. Normally, with older people, I'm like, okay, will they be able to hold up? But grandma's a triathlon athlete, so I think she'll be fine.
Yeah, she runs half marathons. Like what the heck? She's like 72 and running half marathons. What
Yeah,
the
you're
heck's going on?
26 or 27, and you're not near as in good a shape as she is.
Amen.
Pointing out that I'm not in great shape either, but this isn't about me.
I would argue that I'm in better shape than you, so
Um, I would probably agree, but you have no way of proving that. So,
I would be willing to prove that.
but how do you prove that?
I don't know. Let's go compete against each other in some athletics and see which one of us is in better shape.
In a race, I don't know. If we were like wrestling or fighting, I could take you down. But
No shot.
I've got more weight I can throw around at you. And I did
The-
wrestle in high school. I was terrible at it, but I at least know moves, like leverage
But
wise.
I'm scrappy, man.
Eh, like Scrappy Doo, maybe. But come on, that was a good reference.
It was, which is why I flipped you off.
I haven't
Um,
I haven't even watched a show with Scrappy Doo,
oh,
and I don't know how long, but he's
hang on,
adorable.
I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back. Hello? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk while he's gone. This was a fun premiere. I'm excited to see where this season goes. coming off of modern Amazing Race, this felt a bit slower to me, but it was a fun premiere. I like a lot of these teams we have here. And we were just talking on the grandma granddaughter combo. Love them. They're super fun. We see a lot of parent kid teams. We don't see a ton of grandparent grandkid teams. And he's back, so I don't have to talk as long.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Sorry about that. My friend Ty said that if he would love to be the head coach if he was qualified because it'd be quite the pay raise, by the way.
What job does he have now?
He's a PE teacher.
Oh, well, yeah, that would be a pay raise.
Yeah. Especially in the state of Illinois where teachers are notoriously underpaid.
I don't think that's an Illinois thing. I think teachers are underpaid everywhere.
I think you're probably right, but they definitely are in Illinois. I mean, like I've lived in Illinois my whole life.
Yeah.
It's
Missouri's
the
probably the same way, I would guess.
it's the reference I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Louis and Michael, we have undercover detectives. They call themselves adaptable, and then they tell us that they're gonna win every leg.
Does showing your faces on TV and saying you're detectives not defeat the whole undercover thing?
Well, I would imagine that they're not gonna be working any more undercover cases after they're on TV.
I would assume so, because like if you're undercover in like a drug operation or something, and some like cartel kingpin is like, "Hey, you're a cop. I saw you on Amazing Race. You're in trouble."
But what are the odds the cartel kingpin is gonna be watching The Amazing Race?
What are the odds he's not? It's a really good show.
But that, but it just doesn't really sound like.
Amazing Race is for everyone, Kevin. Cartel kingpins can watch reality TV if they want to.
Yeah,
Don't
but I think they're
include
more
them.
Big Brother people,
Well, the kingpins should have their own reality show, like not necessarily competition.
like a Housewives style
Like a
thing. Yeah,
Housewives or a Kardashian style that just follows their life. I would watch a show that follows the cartels around.
yeah. So would the cops.
Yeah, that's the point. I'm helping the cops here. I'm helping you catch criminals by putting them on TV and telling you their names. You're welcome.
I don't think that would go over well.
To be fair, there also used to be a show about people making their own moonshine and alcohol, which is
Mhm.
also illegal. So, criminals having a show about being criminals isn't unprecedented.
Yeah, but the people that are doing such would probably not be of the same vein.
No, but like, how was that a show? Like, hey, we're gonna make a show about us doing illegal stuff. That's
I
crazy.
don't know. I didn't watch it.
I didn't either. It's just crazy to me that it existed.
All right, we have Monique and Sean. They are best friends and attorneys and call themselves mompreneurs.
Well said.
That's what they said, mompreneurs.
No, I meant the stumbling over your words to get there.
You always stumble over your words, so.
I know, and I didn't this time, which is why I can point it out.
Well, you weren't talking, so
Yeah,
that would be part of it. Joe and Heidi, they are married parents, and Joe is about the cockiest thing on planet Earth. He admits that he's going to be a problem child.
yeah.
Um, and then we have Carol and Brandy, the dating couple, and these girls are prissy. Literally, one of them says, if we open up a clue and it says to um, identify which one of these is Louis Vuitton, we're going to be really good at this.
That was like in their intro too. Like, what a
Yeah,
way to display them as a team and their personality is just right
which
off.
is which is why I put these girls are prissy.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
these are
called
the
the other one
11
high
team.
maintenance at some point, and the response was, "You're not low maintenance either." So,
Yes. All right, so these are our 11 teams on this season of The Amazing Race. And Phil tells us that the clue is going to be tied to their bags. And is somebody here?
I hope he's leaving again.
Just a second.
Maybe. Yep. So, oh, he's coming back, I think.
All right. Anyway, once they read the clue, they're going to have to figure out how to get to the airport using public transportation, which does not sound like much fun to them. Which, to be fair, trying to find public transportation in the middle of LA probably wouldn't be the most fun thing in the world.
Probably not.
Anyway, there's going to be two flights when you get to the airport. The first three teams get to go on the first flight. Everybody else goes on the second, and the first flight will leave almost an hour or arrive almost an hour ahead of the second flight. And at the end of 12 legs, whoever comes across the map first will win $1 million.
Yeah.
And then he says, go. And they open up their clues and find out they're going to be going to Santiago, Chile.
We're going to Chile. Woohoo! It's gonna be fun.
Yes. And so everybody's trying to figure out whether they're going to take the bus or take the metro, asking people what the closest way to get to anywhere is. But Joe somehow was familiar with downtown LA, knew how to get to the metro. It didn't have to ask anybody. And the bus people think they're going to be first. The train people think they're going to be first. And the bus people beat the train people to the airport. And the people who get on the first flight are Monique and Sean, Jeff and Jordan, and Dana and Adrian.
Yep.
Everybody else gets on the second flight. And then there's a delay. The first flight's delayed. And they don't know what's going to happen. So all three of them, Dana and Adrian, Jeff and Jordan and Monica or Monique and Sean all switched to the second flight. So everybody's on an even playing field going into this.
Yeah.
And in LAX, Jet and Cord exchange for Brazilian money.
Yeah. I caught that. We're not going to Brazil, guys.
We're not going to Brazil.
I am now imagining a world where they follow through on these bad ideas. And when the clue sends us to Santiago, we have a team end up in China and one end up in Brazil.
No, they never thought that they were going to Brazil.
I still kind of want to see one team just end up in a whole separate country now.
Yeah, that'd be funny. But once they land in Santiago, they had to get on buses and go 60 miles to Valparaiso, Chile, known as the San Francisco of South America.
I had that written down. That Valparaiso is the San Francisco of South America.
Yes, and they will go to Ancestor Villaseca to find their next clue.
Your
It-
ancestors are the family members that lived way before you. The more you know.
the more you know. And when Jet and Cord try to get on this bus, the bus driver says, "You ain't going anywhere with that Brazilian money." And so then they had to go change their Brazilian money into Chilean money. And so they are set way back.
What was the
We have
thought process behind the Brazilian money?
what they said was that the closest thing to Chilean money that they could get changed to in LAX was Brazilian money.
So why don't you change it when you get to the airport here?
They thought they were just saving time.
Oh, okay. Well, good job, I guess.
Which, to be fair, if that would have been successful, if they would have been able to trade for Chilean money
Oh
in
yeah,
in LAX, then they wouldn't have to stop in the airport when they get to Santiago and change their money.
it's a great idea. It's just that Chilean money and Brazilian money aren't the same thing.
Exactly.
That'd be like, oh, we're going to America. Let me exchange my British money for pesos. Yeah, it's close, but it's not the same country.
Right. Oh my God.
I think British money is called pounds. I don't know why I said British money like I didn't know what it's called.
Yeah, what the heck?
The EU
Any
is euros, but British,
anyway, we have three buses heading to Valparaiso. Bus one, Brent and Katie, Dana and Adrian, Jordan and Jeff, and Monique and Sean. Bus two will have Carol and Brandy, Joe and Heidi, Steve and Allie, and Dan and Jordan. And bus three is Louie and Michael, Jet and Cord, and Jody and Shannon. And once you get to Valparaiso and get your clue at the Ancestor Via Seca, you get a roadblock called a walk cable. What do we have to do here?
we have to cross a tightrope the length of a football field that is 120 feet above the ground to the end of a valley where we then find our next clue.
Yeah, and so the people that do this roadblock are Katie, Jordan, the girl, Joe, Dan, Allie, Brandy, Sean, Adrian, Louie, Shannon, and Cord. We get told here that Jordan, the girl, is doing this because Jeff is scared of heights, and she is, but not as bad as him. Katie absolutely cooked at this challenge, by the way.
Yeah,
She was moving fast. And once you finish, they find out that you're supposed to take a 120-year-old vernacular down to Incessor Artilleria for your next clue. And Brent and Katie decide that they don't need to listen to the clue and just go down, walk down instead of using the vernacular like they're supposed to.
yeah,
During this challenge, we have Dan fall off his cable and he had to like pull himself the rest of the way, which was kind of wild. Um, we had Brandy who was wobbly as heck, but made it across finally.
yeah.
We had Adrian who was cocky going in. But he's afraid of heights, so we'll see how this goes. And it doesn't go well as he ends up falling two different times and not being able to complete the challenge. Um, and then once you get across and take your vernacular down to Incessor Artilleria, we get painted houses. And what do we have to do in painted houses, Bruce?
We paint houses. I will read what I wrote down more. I just wanted to see your face if I was extremely vague. So after our roadblock at the tightrope, our teams then take, like you said, take the funicular down, and then we have to pick up painting supplies and find a group of house painters next to a house that matches the color of our paint. And once we're there, we have to finish painting a portion of that house to get our next clue and get our directions to the pit stop.
Which is at Palacio Bubariza, where we have to make our way there on foot, by the way.
Yeah,
Stephen, Allie helped Joe and Heidi get on the funicular here. We also saw Louis past Adrian before Adrian fell the first time and had to have the safety specialist pull him back to the beginning to try again.
that's crazy.
Yeah. This paint thing, we didn't really get to watch much of it because there's not much interesting to watching somebody paint. So
Better than watching the paint dry, I guess. I haven't
that's
watched paint dry, but it's supposedly boring.
supposedly boring, yeah. But they must be able to make some pretty quick work of it because the next thing I have written down is that Jeff and Jordan are our team number one and win a trip to Vancouver.
Yes, good for them. They're
Yeah,
fun. I like them.
yeah, they're pretty cool. And then we had Brent and Katie, who became the second team to arrive, but because they walked down instead of taking the vernacular down, they have to incur a 30-minute penalty and sit and wait before they can check in.
Yep, and that cost them
It does.
a few spots.
Yes. We also have Stephen Alley here who went into some random house and started painting. And we had the painter say he has no idea what they're doing there.
Yeah,
That was wild.
fantastic. I love it.
And he's just watching them, and then she gets done, and she's like, "Do you have a clue?" And he just like looks at her, and then looks at the camera and says, "That was so ugly. She doesn't know how to paint."
Did the guy ever think of stopping and asking them what they're doing while they're just painting this random wall inside of a house?
I mean, he did say the words, "I don't know what they're doing here," but he doesn't speak English, so that wouldn't
Oh,
have done them any good.
true. That was fantastic either way. Not
Yes, it
gonna
was
lie.
really funny. Monique and Sean become team number two, by the way. So, just for the record, they did have a bad cab driver that did not keep them in the top three. Even though they got to Valparaiso in the top three, they were not one of the first three people to get to the cable walk. But they made up time on the cable walk and on the painting and became team number two.
Yeah.
We also have Dan who lost a brush. Um, and we also have Louie and Michael who tried to cover up some random graffiti that was definitely not the same color as what they were supposed to be painting.
Yeah, what okay. Thank you for covering the graffiti, I guess, but
And they didn't even really cover
you're running a race. You're not in a public service contest.
it. And then we have Jet and Cord, who remind you, because of their money changing woes, were one of the last three teams to get to Valparaiso. One of the last two teams to start walking across the cable, and are the third team to finish this leg of the race.
That's wild. I love that for them.
They make quick work. Dan and Jordan, they got their fourth, but they must incur a 15-minute penalty for losing their paintbrush.
Yeah.
So, because of that, Steve and Allie are team number four. Joe and Heidi are team number five. Carol and Brandy are team number six. Then Brent and Katie get to check in as team number seven. Then Dan and Jordan get to check in as team number eight. Louie and Michael check in as team number nine. And then we watch Adrian fall again for his second time.
Yeah.
And Dana telling us that she's proud of him because he got out there and tried his best. And that's all she could ask for as a
Good for
sweet
him.
moment. Yeah.
I'm proud of him too.
Yeah. And we had Jody and Shannon check in as team number 10. And then uh, Adrian and Dana sit at the cable walk until Phil comes and sees them.
Hey,
They are team number 11 and get eliminated.
getting Phil eliminated in the premiere is rough.
Yes.
Like we see teams get Phil eliminated. That part's not uncommon, but doing it in the premiere is
Yeah,
wild.
it's a rough life.
It's a hard knock life, as Annie would say. And I
Very
actually don't
true.
think I've seen that musical, but I know the song. I
I
know
also have
the
not.
song.
Okay, so next time on, Joe is fighting with Michael and Louie.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah.
Don't fight with
He
each other. Be
he
friends.
did he did say that he was going to be the problem child.
Yeah,
Okay, and Bruce, did you do all of the prep work I told you to do?
I did the prep. Yeah, we always do this for the premiere.
Okay, just want to make sure. We're going to start with the draft though.
Okay.
Simply because I don't want the power rankings or likability to reflect to change our draft strategies. So I want to do the draft before finding out where we rank people.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I was gonna say
Also,
hopefully this draft goes better for me than the last draft we did, but I don't think it can go much worse.
I just want to mention this. I went back to try to figure out who drafted first in the last draft. We had a whole episode for that draft that you never posted.
I'm pretty no,
No,
no, you just missed it somewhere.
no, it's not there.
Because you missed it. Oh well.
No, no, like I pulled up Spotify. Here, I'll do it again. I'll pull up Spotify.
This is not good content.
I'm not blaming you, I'm just letting you know this happened. Um, okay. So the first episode of season 38 was called The Lance Armstrong Debate. That was on October 1st.
Your Spotify's broken.
The one before that posted was Who Wants Wieners, which was the finale of our season 29 rewatch on September 17th.
You heard it here first, guys. Kevin's Spotify is broken.
Bruce is in denial.
Yes. Now I'm
And
curious if that was just an audio thing or if I forgot on YouTube also.
yeah, I don't know that. I didn't look on YouTube.
That's where most of our traffic comes from.
I don't know.
I'm looking.
While you're looking, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead anyway. What I was gonna say was, I do recall though, I just was doing that to double check, but I do recall that you drafted first last time, because you took Taylor and Kylan, and I was gonna take Taylor and Kylan first.
Yeah.
So I'm confident that you went first.
Oh, it's not on YouTube either. That's crazy. I've never done that before. Where I
That's
just
wild.
forget an episode. I don't know what happened.
Huh.
I've never done that other than that episode. I had no idea I did that either.
Well, me either till I went back to look for it.
Oh well. YouTube's broken also.
Bruce's brain is broken. You heard it here first.
That's not new information.
All right. Well, I think it's pretty obvious where I'm taking for my first pick overall.
Yeah,
Jet and Cord.
solid. Yeah.
Yeah, they're my first pick. They're my favorite Amazing Race team of all time, like I said. So it would be pretty remiss not to take them here with the first overall pick in this draft.
I'm taking a team here that had a good finish, and I'm not only taking them because of that. It's because I like them. They're fun. Even from their little intro video, I like them. I'm going Jordan and Jeff here.
I knew you were going to do that. I'm going to take Dan and Jordan.
That was gonna be my next pick. Dang it.
I think that they are long for this game.
I messed up. I should have taken them first and tried to get
No,
yeah.
you weren't getting both of those. They were 2 and 3 on my list.
Well, that sucks.
So no, you didn't mess up.
Okay. Well, we'll see if I messed up with who places higher.
Right. But based on like who you would prefer, if you would have preferred Jeff and Jordan, you made the right play.
I'm gonna go with Brent and Katie here.
Okay.
Also, she's a model and her name is Katie Upton, and there's also a famous model named Kate Upton. So that's kind of funny.
Yes, that is funny.
Not the same person.
So they were kind of high. I had them in fifth on my ranking here. This is my draft ranking, not my likability or power. This is my draft ranking specifically. Um, but I did have one other team in front of them that I'm going to take with the fifth overall here,
Yeah.
and that's Monique and Sean.
Okay.
I also think they're really good. Uh, they were able to start well and finish well here, even though they had a little bit of a hiccup with the taxi driver in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, who you got at six?
At six, I'm gonna go Louis and Michael. They're really fun. I like them. I think they're gonna be good at this too. They finished in
Ninth.
ninth, which isn't great, but I think they can climb a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna take Stephen Alley here.
Okay.
I was glad you took Louis and Michael. I was not high on them. I think they are gonna be our firefighters of the season.
Wow, profiling based on the fact that they're first responders, so they're
Nope.
going to be bad at the race. I see.
Nope, not at all. I love first responders. In fact, I
I know.
watch so much first responder TV. Hell, I'm wearing a rookie t-shirt.
I know. I'm
Anyway,
joking. The
I'm
joke.
just saying. I'm just saying. Just their vibe going in. I mean, they think they're going to be good, and then they weren't that good.
Yeah.
Okay, who you got at eight?
At eight, I am going to go with Joe and Heidi. I they finished in fifth. They're likable. I just all around I'm happy with this pick.
That's fair, and I think that's the direction I wanted you to go because I had one team ranked higher than them that I'm going to take with my last pick in this draft.
Okay.
That's Carol and Brandy.
I thought about that. I thought about taking them, and I went with the team that I liked more as a tiebreaker.
That's fair.
Yeah, Carol and Brandy, they're going to be good at the game. It's just, I don't know if they're going to be fun to watch or not yet. That has yet to be determined.
Yeah, yeah. I yeah, I'm pretty happy with my draft, and then of course you finish your draft with Jody and Shannon
Yeah,
on your
that's the
team.
grandma granddaughter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that pick.
I'm really happy with mine because I got five teams in my top seven.
Nice.
Yeah. The only teams that or only two that you got that were in my top seven were Jeff and Jordan and Brent and Katie. And then you got my eight, nine, and 10. So
Nice.
you you can you can have those. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Um that being said, let's move right into power rankings.
Okay.
All right, so this is out of 10 teams, the 10 remaining teams, like a normal power ranking that we do after every episode. Who do you have in 10th?
In 10, I have, and I think they're going to climb. I don't think they go home next, but I have Louis and Michael here. They finished second to last ahead of two endurance triathlon people. So I feel like they're going to get past, but I don't think they'll finish last. Someone else will fall, I think.
Interesting. I also had Louis and Michael here, and I do think that they will finish last next week.
Maybe I'm trying to talk myself into it. I don't know.
But yeah, like I already said, I think they're our firefighters of the season, not because they're first responders, but because they're somebody that I think should be good at this, and they have they haven't really shown that they are very good at this. They're really fun to watch though, and I hope that they do well.
Who
I
was
just
it
got
on 37 that we both were super high on before
Nick
this?
and Mike.
Yeah. And it was just kind of meh at best.
Yeah, they got seventh. They went home on a haystack.
Yeah, I hope Lou and Michael aren't that. Like, I
Yeah, I hope they don't
think
go home on a
good.
haystack either.
I'll just live in the haystack. That'd be kind of fun. Build a little hut out of it.
Oh my. All right, who do you got at
That'd be cute.
nine?
At nine, I have Jody and Shannon. They're great. Like,
Me
we
too.
know they have the endurance, but they've got some teams to climb here.
Yep, I also have Jody and Shannon here. Um, Endurance athlete helps a lot when it comes to being able to just keep going, but whether they have the skills when it comes to the tasks, I don't know. And so I think that we're gonna see what this former couch potato is made of here in the next episode or two.
Yep.
Who do you have at eight?
At number 8, this is another one where I think finishing orders are going to be a lot different than we have this week, but I only have one episode to go off of. So I'm going Dan and Jordan here, but I think they're here for the long haul. I don't think they stay this low very long.
Yeah, this is where we're gonna start disagreeing. Because I don't have not about Dan and Jordan, but about the number eight spot. Um, I have Carol and Brandy in the number eight spot here.
Okay.
Um, because I think Dan and Jordan are way better than an eight finishing order spot that
They are,
hurt.
but what else do we have to go off of right now?
I mean, based on how they performed, they didn't perform as the eighth team. They're the eighth team because they dropped a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd be the fourth team.
Yeah.
So I'm going off of that.
True.
Um,
I,
Carol and Brandy, I have them here. I think that they're going to be able to climb themselves up a little bit, but as of right now, this is what they've shown me.
did Dan and Jordan get the penalty? They had to wait the penalty for not taking the car down the hill.
That was Brent and Katie.
Okay. No, that's right. Dan and Jordan had some penalty I forgot about until you
Yeah,
said
because
what
they
it
lost
was.
the paintbrush. I just said that.
Oh, bleh. But I don't know what that was. That was just, I felt the need to say something, I guess. Yeah, I forgot about that when I was writing this.
Hmm. Who do you get at seven?
7, I have Carol and Brandy. They finished 6, but unlike Dan and Jordan, when Brent and Katie finished seventh, I actually wrote down the penalty of why they were seventh. So I have them a bit higher than the finishing order.
Fair enough. My seven here is Steve and Allie.
Nice.
Um, Simply because they can't afford to make the kind of mistakes of painting a whole part of a house on the inside. I think
But
they're
they
I think
did
that
that and somehow still didn't have a bad finish. That's what's crazy.
well they benefited from two people having to sit out. So their fourth is really a sixth. But
Still, though, 6 out of 11 when you did all that extra work and took all that time isn't terrible.
right. It just makes me nervous for decision making in the future.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens. Who do you have in sixth?
I have them in 6. Just, they, yeah. I'm not super concerned or as concerned as you are, but that is a little like, okay, I can't put you too high after that.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm in my sixth spot is Joe and Heidi.
They're my 5.
Um, I I'm not a huge I'm not on the Joe train, but they
I'm
kind of
telling
finished
Joe you
really,
said that.
huh?
I'm telling Joe you said that.
That's fine. Um, so I kind of put them in the middle of the pack here, that because that's how they finished, and that's what they've shown so far.
Yeah.
Do you want to speak on Joe as your five?
And I don't have a ton to say. They finished in 5th. I think there's teams better than them, and I think there's a lot of teams worse than them.
That's
But
fair. My five is Monique and Sean. Um, I think that I mean they finished way better than this, but I think there's just some teams that are overall better. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna end this race with a better overall finish, but I based off one week of watching these teams, Monique and Sean, I couldn't put ahead of any of these four in my brain.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who do you got in four?
I I have Jet and Cord in four. They're I mean, they're a solid team, but if they were technically what? They were the fourth team to arrive at the pit stop, I think. So,
Technically, yeah.
because Katie and Brent were second originally. So,
Correct.
Jet and Cord. The penalties are throwing me off here because I mean, with it being a premiere episode, power ranking should be easiest at the premiere because you have one leg to go off of. But when two teams didn't finish where they arrived at, it throws me off.
Yeah.
And when I forget to write down that one of them had a penalty, it makes it worse.
My number four team is Dan and Jordan.
Yeah,
I think they are going to be really good. I think that uh, the penalty hurt them here, and but I think they're going to start climbing right back up.
yeah, I would agree.
Who do you have at three?
At number three, I have Monique and Sean. They had a strong first leg.
I have Brent and Katie here.
Nice.
Um, they did well for the most part. They need to learn to read,
Yeah,
and the fact that they finished second, but they're starting this leg in seventh, and so um, I couldn't really award them second place in my power ranking because of where they are.
and I do have them in second, and they've got some teams to climb, but I think they could easily do that based on how well they've finished this first leg.
Mhm.
Like placement wise, they were seventh. Finishing wise, they were second. So like they've got some teams to climb, but it's teams that they were a lot faster than in this first group of challenges. So I
My
think
number two is Jet and Cord. Um, and I feel that that was not a biased pick, and here's why. Um, they got to Valparaiso tied for last place.
yeah,
They were the fourth team to hit the pit stop. So when it came down to doing the challenges, they've proven to arguably be the fastest team to do anything.
yeah, that makes sense.
And so I put them in second here.
Solid.
Mhm. And we both have the same number one.
Yeah, they've won our only leg so far. They kind of have to be number one. And they
Yep, Jeff
didn't
and
win
Jordan.
because a team ahead of them got a penalty. They were the first to arrive. So,
Right. And they've been good. They have been good.
hmm
So um the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have a likability ranking. And this is all 11 teams. This one includes Dana and Adrian.
yeah,
So did you have that in there?
yeah.
Okay, I
Did
just
all
wanted to
the
make
stuff
sure.
we always do for the premiere.
I know, but it's been a little bit, so I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, so who do you have as your 11th least likable team
This is
after
hard.
11?
There wasn't a team that really stuck out to me this time as a team I don't like. There's a team that I just haven't determined if they're my vibe yet or not. So I'm gonna put Carol and Brandy here, but that doesn't mean I don't like them.
You heard it here first, folks. Bruce hates Carolyn Brand.
Okay.
My team in last is Joe and Heidi. I already said earlier I'm not a big Joe fan. A little too cocky for my liking, and so I have him at 11 here.
Yeah.
Who do you have at 10?
At number 10, this is again, we haven't seen very much of these teams yet, so this is kind of hard to do. But I went Joe and Heidi not because I don't like Joe like you do. I don't feel like we got as much of them as we got from some of these other teams. So I don't know as much about them, I don't think.
Yeah. My 10 is Dana and Adrian. Adrian also had a little bit of a cocky side,
And that's mine.
and
So we're pretty much in agreement on them.
that's your 9, is that what you said?
Yeah. So we're pretty close so far.
Yeah. I have my 9 is Brent and Katie though.
Interesting.
Yeah. Um, I I don't know. I mean, I'm just a little bit indifferent about them,
Yeah.
and there were more teams that were more likable and rootable in my personal viewing.
Yeah.
Who's your 8?
My eight is I'm gonna go with Monique and Sean. Not because I don't like them. I'm just kind of indifferent. I want to see more.
Hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
My 8 is Dan and Jordan. Um, I think they're funny, and I think they're going to be good TV and good content. But I'm worried that they might get a little uh pretentious.
Yeah.
I just get that. I mean, considering they were already making fun of Katie for her blunder as Miss Teen South Carolina, and not only to each other in confessional, but to other teams.
Yeah.
Not a great look. So,
It's impressive to be known as the pretentious team when there's another team that said, if there's a challenge about identifying designer handbags, I've got that in the bag.
hmm
That's kind of impressive, honestly, because you'd think that would be the pretentious one. But no, it's not even close.
yeah. Who's your 7?
And I'm not doing this on purpose to match you. I actually had Dan and Jordan here. I like them. I like other teams better.
Fair enough. My 7 is Michael and Louie.
Yeah.
Um, I like them. I like other teams better, but also they're a little cocky too. They said that they should win every leg, and then they got ninth. So,
Yeah.
but I might like them more when they get in a fight with Joe
Yeah.
because I don't like Joe. But
But what if you agree with what Joe has to say more than what they have to say?
I still don't like Joe.
Yeah. You can not like someone and think they're right in an argument, though.
That's why I said I might like them more.
Yeah.
6?
Number six. This is Steve and Allie. I really like them. They made me laugh with the house thing, but someone has to go here.
My number 6 is Carolyn Brandy.
Interesting. They're gonna be fun. I think they're gonna grow on me the way Izzy and Paige did, where I'm just
Yeah,
kind of iffy at first, and then they're funny, and I like them a lot. But that
I
hasn't.
think
So
I think they're just like I think they're cool. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're gonna be great TV. And I think that they're gonna be around till mid game at least.
yeah.
5?
Number five. This is Louie and Michael. They're. I mean, you said it well. They're fun. They did come in say they were gonna win every leg and then finish ninth, which I find to be funny, honestly. But
Hmm.
I think they'll be around a little while, hopefully.
I don't. But
So,
we'll see.
when do you think they go home? Just so
Next week.
okay. I just wanted to have like a leg number so that if they last past that, I can laugh at you.
That's fine.
I'm such a good friend looking for when I can laugh at you.
Yeah, that checks. My number five is Monique and Sean. Um, they made me laugh with the whole Jesus comments.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I really like them. I think that they'll be fun.
yeah.
Who do you have at four?
Number four, this is Brett and Katie, like premiere wise, just based on this episode, we don't get a ton from them other than that they're models and like a little bit of stuff here and there. I think if they stick around long enough, we'll get some fun personality bits from them. I think there's potential here. We just didn't
Hmm.
see it yet.
And here at four is where I have Jeff and Jordan,
Nice.
um, which I assume is your favorite of the season.
So far.
That's what I thought. I think they're really fun and really funny. I I just like these three teams better that I have at the top three. I don't really have a reason to put them at four other than that.
Yeah.
They're going to be around for a while, I think, and they're fun.
So I'm at number three, right?
Yep.
My number three is your number one. I love them. They're fun. They're entertaining. There's just this top three for me is really strong. So someone had to be third out of three, but they're fantastic.
And that would be Jet and Cord for those who
Yeah.
were saying, "Oh, who the heck's Bruce talking about?" He didn't say anybody's name.
Well, our audience has heard you say how much you like them multiple times. I thought they could use context clues.
I was
I'm
just
trying to make their brains work better. I'm trying to make them think more.
so you're calling our audience stupid?
No, I'm trying to help them.
Anyway, my number three is Jody and Shannon. I love these guys.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Um, Once again, I just like these two teams better. There's some really good teams on this season.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They're my number two.
Mhm.
We see a lot of parent kid teams, and I always love that dynamic. I don't remember seeing a grandparent grandkid team, so that's really cool.
Yeah. My number two is Steve and Allie.
Nice. They're so fun. I love that. I love that they just painted a wall inside of a house
They're
instead of a
fun.
section of
They're
the
funny.
outside.
Yeah. They're fun. They're funny. Steve coached Major League Baseball, which is cool. I really like them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, your number one. You've talked about it, Jeff and Jordan. My number one. I've made very obvious Jet and Cord. Um, yeah, this is a fun episode. I'm excited to see how the season progresses.
Yeah. It'll be really fun.
Absolutely.
Our rewatch seasons have all been absolutely fire so far. So this season has a lot to live up to, but I think it can meet that standard.
Yes, I absolutely hope so.
Because 25 and 7 and 29 were all incredible for me.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
it's got a lot to live up to.
Well, let's hope that it can perform.
Yeah. What's your favorite of those three rewatches we've done so far?
Of the previous three rewatches. That's hard. Um,
My Boston Rob bias wants to say 7, but if I look at them just as race seasons, I think I go 25, honestly.
I think I'd go 25 as well, actually.
But they were all so much fun. Like I love all three of those seasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the
Um,
Strangers twist is amazing. I'd love to see that again sometime.
it was good. I don't think they'll ever do it again, but it was good.
I'm not saying I think they will. I'm saying I
I
want.
know you're not. I know. I know. I was just saying I don't think they will.
Production should listen to me for those types of ideas. And when I say things, they make them happen. I want that.
You're the only one that wants that.
What would my job title be there? Just king of ideas?
No, I'm pretty sure they would just call you another executive producer.
That I want that pay raise. Your friend was talking about a pay raise earlier.
Yeah, his
ED
pay
at
raise.
CBS sounds like a nice pay raise.
Yeah, but I think that his pay raise would still be higher.
His would, but still moving up.
Anyway, make sure you're checking out all of our reality realm coverage over here. Um, Bruce and Brett are rocking the off season right now over at Tribal Council Chat. We are gearing up over at Roundtable Talk for this week's premiere of The Traders. We also have New Generation Challenge podcast that just finished up their season. Did they ever do their recording of?
I don't know. I'm not on that show. I don't.
But you post the audio, so you would know.
Maybe if he
Well,
sent
did you
it to
post
me, I
the
forgot
audio?
about it.
Oh, okay. So,
I don't
um,
think so though.
so they have another episode still to come for to wrap up their 41 season. And also check out all of our socials: Facebook, Instagram, uh, YouTube, TikTok. Like, subscribe, follow, share, whatever it is that you do on your apps, do it for us, please. And buy stuff from our Redbubble merch store. All of that to say, the world's waiting for you. Good luck.
Travel safe.
Go.
Go.